And just like London, we got vast areas of bricks. So yeah, that was a big thing in London. Bricks everywhere. And same deal here. Bricks as far as the eyes can tell. Look at these buildings. They are insanely built. Solo built out of bricks. I think that this is newer style. It's like maybe at the turn of the century or something like that, you know. But still, they put an honor in making a brick building back then, you know. Then you have a little newer. You can, and you see the ones behind. They're kind of pretty, right? So yeah. I think we've just been digressing through time, because you can see the building just becomes more and more crude, more and more like factories, you know. And I think that's what happened. We used to have some society that didn't have the need for that many factories, and now we do. So we've just been through this industrial revolution. We've been downgrading our buildings for a long time, and it's very, very clear in this part of the city, this part of Paris. You can clearly see the downgrading right in front of you, and this is not even new, you know. This is still old, but you know, not like this over here. You can go across the street and look what we got here. Something totally different. See? And that's, you have all kind of buildings. Then you have new buildings there. You have 70 built from the 60s and the 70s over there. Big block buildings, and yeah, it's all mixed together. You can clearly see that. You can tell that they're from different generations, even centuries, you know. So yeah, a lot of bricks here too. Imagine where all that stone came from. And I think they're all built around, should be built around the century. That's a whole shit lot of stone you have to need in like a decade, you know. Yeah. Is what that is. Peace out. Yeah, I just want to show you one more thing. Look at all those fine buildings. You have the old and you have the new. You know, bricks, all kinds. Really nice buildings and a nice neighborhood. But then that's not what I want you to see. Look, here you have the railroad. I bet that wasn't always a railroad, because look at the other side. Look at the other side. It looks like a fucking concentration camp. Look at that. Just big concrete buildings. You know? And it's all the way on that side of the railroad. As long as the eye can see, you just have this industrial looking buildings. And on the other side, you have these beautiful buildings. So let's go over there, because that's kind of interesting, isn't it? It's kind of interesting that you have this big ravine right here. Now a railroad, I guess it could. Look at the stone. It's not new stone either. What if this used to be a wall around the original city? But I don't know the history of Paris. It could be that is a part of the history. So I'm just rambling about something that's already known. I don't know. But it looks to me that you're going in a... Look, already you have graffiti and shit all over the wall. It looks like I'm walking into a ghetto just by crossing this bridge. It looks like I'm in a whole new city. I've seen that before. I've seen it in the States. I've seen it all around Europe. It was especially clear to me in another French town, Nice, where I spent a couple of days in. It was the exact same thing. Total division between poor and rich people. And yet again, divided by a barrier. So, back in the day, we had castles, we had lords, and we have the farmers. And I think the farmers live here today. And the lords live over there. And the kings live in the castle we have in the middle, the cathedrals, the Notre Dame that burned down. You know, that's why these things mean so much to them. It is castles, not churches, castles. They have a totally different set of history than we do. So we have to rethink everything, you know? We have to get in the minds of these people. What is their reality? Because I believe that those people who are behind burning down the Notre Dame, they don't see a church. They don't see a cathedral. They see a throne. That's what I think. And I think they're rebuilding that throne right now. That shit has been closed down for 2 years. You know? Not even press are allowed in there. You know? You have construction workers working on it. I don't know if they're allowed inside. But I bet you something is going on in there. None of that was by accident. If you haven't looked at the Notre Dame burn, you know, you should. Because that's just another hoax portrayed by the media. So this is what we have. This is the part of town where the sheep live. Or the farmers. That's what I choose to call them now, from now on. They're the farmers. Try to do the best they can to be human beings, you know? But they fail because they don't have the truth. So let's give it to them. I, for one, is going to tell it. And I have a pleasant conversation with my coach yesterday where I told him all about my conspiracy thing. So that was kind of burden, you know, off my shoulders. He now knows what I stand for. He even knows I'm a flat earther, you know. It was about time, but yet it feels really good to get that shit off my chest, you know. And I felt I knew him well enough so I could do that. And I was right. He even had a conversation with me about it. And it was really, really good. So let's do that. Let's get people to trust us, you know? And let's get them to listen. And when we are at that point, you know, I'm pretty sure they hear us. Many of them will still choose to ignore us, but that's all right. At least they got a choice now. And that's what it's all about. It's about having a choice. It's about giving people a choice. It's not about feeling good about yourself, you know? It's not about saving people. Only people can do that. They have to go down that hard road that we all been down. But that's a lonely road and you have to do it by yourself. You can't be pushed down that road, you will perish. You have to take baby steps and only go as fast as you can. So, knowing that, don't push people around. I know they're pushing you around, but that's ignorance, you know? So, yeah, that's it for me too. Right now, I have to figure out where the hell I am now. See you guys. See, here's what I'm talking about. In 100 years, we are gone from that to that. Look at that shit. As long as you can tell, there's more buildings like that behind me. You know? Not Tatarian or anything, but pretty buildings. Well made, thought out. Shit pulled together by a crane. You know, we have been digressing for so long that I kind of think it's part of the plan. Why would you build like that? Unless you need a whole lot of people around to do your dirty work. These are barracks. These are farmhouses where you're allowed to stay while you do your shit. You know? Yeah. Peace. And then in the middle of it all the poor neighborhood that I've been walking around, you have this massive chapel. You know? It just sticks out. And look at the stones up there. How well it's made. It's engineered, you know. Look at the twisting and turning the stones and everything. You know. Somebody put pride in making this. You know, and look at the foundation. And then it has some interesting artwork, if you ask me. I don't know if you can see it, but that up there is the one on the right is actually it's a road speed with 3 nails in the middle and the cross. The only thing that's missing, yeah, you guessed it, is Jesus. Isn't that kind of weird that you would portray an artwork of a cross with 3 nails upon it and the rose beads without having Jesus there? And on the other side you have 2 hands in the air like you're pledging allegiance or something, you know. It's... And oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, that is a Catholic chapel. So yeah, sorry for you guys that's Catholics out there, but there's something fishy about that. Ow. Look at this shit right here. See those buildings? Look at the windows. The only thing changing is the fence. The rest of the building is level. So, yeah, you can see this is falling all the way down there. This is one big hill, but the houses are level, and it's only the hill, it's only the road that's going upwards. The buildings will stay the same. So you can see the buildings are falling behind that. Insane buildings. But they were built way before these roads were made, that's for sure. So here you can see, they built a level here, but way down there, you can see the rest of the buildings. I have to film that shit. They just have to wait for me. Look at this shit in here. You see, that's the bottom level of them, right there. I bet you there's a whole system beneath these one too. Tunnels, caves and shit. Look at this. I don't know what this building is. It's not on the map, but it's pretty important, if you're telling me. There's some big fucking trees, and look at this building. It's going all the block down there too. With a big ass gate on that side. That's the entrance. Yeah, I have to catch up. But there's the big entrance with the big golden gate. Let's go on to the next one. Go check out this shit. (1902). They're trying to tell us that this building was built in 1902. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. I'm not buying that shit. Look at the engravings. The shit on the wall. We didn't build stuff like that in 1902 just so we could destroy it in World War I. Remember, it's all part of the plan, and that's not the plan. Look at this stuff. You have the beats and everything. Rosen beats. That's definitely either Greek or Roman. That's for sure. So, yeah, on to the next one.